apocalypse, Mr. Mannheim.
Who are you?
Your new lord and master. You may call me Darkseid.
Welcome, everybody, to Darkseid's Couch. And today we're reading Weird Wars. I'm Shay.
This is James.
This is Mike, and Shay is more like Barbara Walters.
Yeah, it's like a baby Barbara Walters.
Baby Barbara Walters.
I would
Well,
watch that cartoon.
Yeah, that's a podcast I'd listen to. Not like
Right.
this crap.
Baby
Imagine,
Barbara
like-
Walters.
Imagine it's like The View, but it's Muppet Babies.
Baby View. Yeah, Baby View.
Like first you got to make a Muppet versions of
Mhm.
everyone in The View, and then animate it as babies.
A couple of them already look that way.
Right? Like
A couple of them
Whoopi.
are getting there. I'm not going to say which. I'm not going to say which ones.
I just found out Whoopi Goldberg is called Whoopi because that used to be a slang for farting.
Well,
And-
Yeah, whoopee cushion.
So she's Fart Goldberg.
that's not how she got the name. though.
Yes,
That's
it
not-
is.
That's
Yes, it is.
okay. I guess this is what we got time for in the new format of the show. Whoopi Goldberg name.
There we go.
Let's
I'm
see.
pretty sure I didn't make this
Oh, it's
up.
not even her name. It's not even a real name.
No,
Here-
Whoopi's. No, it's a nickname she got for
Oh,
farting.
okay. So her name is Karen Elaine Johnson. It could not be further away from Whoopi Goldberg.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was just she just came up with I hope she gave it to herself. She gave
I
herself a
don't know.
crass nickname.
I think someone else called her that, and she just
She's-
kept it.
She says her stage 4 name was taken from a whoopee cushion. Yeah, because she would go on stage, and this is I feel like when Hank Hill was sitting in the bathroom stall and he starts
Oh.
reading the graffiti and he goes, "Here I sit, brokenhearted, came to whoa." Yeah, I don't want to read this. But yeah, I guess supposedly it came from a whoopee cushion.
Yeah, because apparently, imagine like The View, and it's just she's just constantly just ripping ass.
How am I supposed to respect a person when that's what they choose to call themselves?
Well, I think it was thrust upon
I don't
her.
know. Are you a fan of an actor named Biff Whiff?
Yeah, but I think that's his real name.
Wait, there's an actor named Biff Whiff.
I'm a real guy. Yeah, he's in I Think You Should Leave, and he's Biff Whiff. That might be his real name.
Oh, it's that Santa from that sketch.
Oh, it is a stage name. Yeah, Crashmore. I don't know, man. He's paid his dues, but but Biff Whiff also isn't on TV pontificating about important things. Whoopi Goldberg is. So
Yeah,
like,
isn't
how
that
am I supposed to
weird?
take you serious, Whoopi Goldberg?
She's like a someone that people go to for information now.
Yeah. They think
Yeah, that's fucked
people,
up.
people think that she's her Star Trek character.
They give it. You
Look,
know what?
I ain't
I tried
asking
to.
you.
They brought her back for like Picard season 2, and I
Yeah.
decided to give that show another shot because the first season was just so fucking horrendous. And I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? Maybe they kind of figured it out. They brought her back, and
Mm-hmm.
she's 100 pounds heavier and obviously 40 years older. But her character is supposed to be immortal, who doesn't age.
Yeah.
So like I was just like, man, I wonder what they're just not gonna bring it up, or are they gonna like
Yeah.
bring? But the writing for that was like, oh no, she chooses to get older when she wants to. I'm like, oh, that's good
Okay, that
writing
works
right
out.
there.
That works
That's
out.
some excellent writing. Good job.
I mean,
shit
Star
show.
Trek's never been really known for the writing, has it?
Yeah.
Oh, Star Trek has fantastic writing.
Yeah, for
Is
sure.
it?
It used to. Well, it doesn't anymore.
It's not necessarily great writing in that it's like Faulkner, but it's good writing in that there are solid stories with good like moral tales and everything.
Every time I hear about Star Trek, it's about some silly ass thing that happened.
Well,
It can
that's
be silly, too.
because you're hearing about it from me, and those are the ones I remember because I want to say something funny.
It can be, but something can be silly and also a good story. And there are
This is-
plenty of episodes of the Next Generation that are both.
I'm not gonna be one of those old guys who's complaining about Star Trek because like the new shows aren't for me. They're for
that's
younger
exactly
people.
what you're doing.
Well, the younger, like I guess, like modern entertainment, you don't necessarily have to have good writing. You just need to have like cool effects, I guess.
I said before, well, it's cool effects, but I would say it's more, and I've had this argument before. I've mentioned this to Shay, is I think the problem I have with a lot of modern stuff is that it's more like right now, culturally, we're more about characters than stories. Like we're about, who cares about the story? It's about making the character super, super likable and charming, which is why Chris Pratt is in everything because people like his stupid face.
Really, it's not due to his brilliant dialogue and acting.
Yeah, it's his great. No, it's because he does that stupid like Google Eye dance and shuffle thing, and he's got a little curve in his lip, and everybody thinks that's cool and want to hang out with him. That's how George W. Bush became president. It was more
That's
about
right.
character than story.
That they're both memes.
Yeah, so I feel like that's just the way the pendulum is now. Is that people don't really care that much about story; they care about character, and it'll probably change eventually. But
Just put all the Spider-Mans in one movie. They'll love it.
exactly,
As opposed to this book, which is just pure story
pure great stories. Yeah, great
Yep.
stories, great stories to the
Yeah.
bone.
about,
All right.
about guerrilla Nazis.
About guerrilla Nazis. Now, do you think that them being Nazis brings the guerrillas down, or them being guerrillas brings the Nazis down?
My question is, why haven't we been reading weird war tales this whole time?
I don't know, man.
It's like it's catered for our show.
It was. I did message you guys a few days ago and say like this one's clearly going off the rails
Fantastic.
because this is insane.
Well, there's definitely a cameo in this comic book.
Wired up. Oh, you're not
twice.
talking about the rapper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's some interesting. There's some
Yeah,
interesting
that I
guest
did
appearances.
not expect in a comic book about Nazi guerrillas.
And we do see the original ads because oddly enough, DC's never, from what I can tell, never reprinted this and chose not to put it up digitally. It's almost like they don't want us to see this.
Well, it's bizarre that they're defying the primate platoon.
Yeah,
I would never dream of it.
yeah. It
which
says
they're-
on the cover, don't
And
do that.
It clearly tells us not to, and we're not gonna.
They're not even. Well, they're doing the typical do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. Although to be fair, the monkey that has the
Gorilla.
gun is shooting it incorrectly. So
He is shooting it incorrectly. Well, yeah, I got a lot to say about this cover, so I guess let's go ahead and throw some details out first. This is Weird War Tales number 89 from 1980. It's an anthology book. It was kind of sort of recommended by our buddy Art Parker. He mentioned it in a Facebook comment ages ago. And I saw Nazi gorillas, and I said, well, yeah, that should definitely get covered. And here on the cover, we've got, as I say, a bunch of Nazi gorillas. Now, it's a Jim Starlin cover. And I noticed that Jim Starlin chose to put his name on the helmet of one of the Nazi gorillas, which is an odd choice of where to put your name. He's
Maybe he's just
identifying
showing sport.
himself with a Nazi gorilla?
Maybe he just loves the idea.
I mean, where else would you put it?
Yeah, right.
In the corner of the book, like just anywhere.
I mean,
By the way,
I'm gonna have a hell of a time editing out all these swastikas.
yeah, try editing this out. I can hear you.
Oh, you
I
caught
heard,
me.
I heard.
You
What,
caught
oh,
me?
yeah, I heard it all. I heard it all. I heard it all.
All
I
right.
can
I'm not
hear a
judging.
thing.
I'm not
Alright.
judging. I'm just saying I heard
All
it.
right. I'm trying to be like, I'm like, it's my new game of just like, all right, be real quiet. Nobody knows.
It doesn't really matter. Like I don't
Keep
care.
on with it. I know, but it's just fun for me. It's a little challenge during the show.
Oh yeah, it's a little sub game.
You could always mute your microphone, Mike.
No, that's too easy, Shay. You gotta
Yeah.
like, you don't understand
gotta-
the game. You don't understand
Yeah,
men.
that is true. You don't understand
Apparently.
the game. I do. In high school once, a bunch of us guys decided to get notebooks and just keep score. We got pocket notebooks and we would keep score of each other's points. And of course, you can't, explain what this means. Like we all just agree that this person got a point for something they said or did, and this person neglected. And there was one of the guys, one of our the guys in the group. He had a girlfriend who got very angry with us because she didn't understand what the hell this was. She could
Well, you
not
just-
understand it. So we deducted her points. And then she
Yeah.
got very upset and started asking us how she can get her points back. She had no idea how the game worked, but it's just a guy thing.
It was points for being base before base was a thing.
It absolutely was. It absolutely was. And then one guy had a meltdown one day because we were subtracting his points, and that just caused us to subtract more points in a ruinable
Right.
game. We had to stop doing
Obviously.
it. Yeah,
Obviously. Maybe he
just
didn't
dug a
understand the
hole.
game either.
He did for a while, and then much like this book, the wheels came off. Much like this podcast.
Was it his girlfriend? Once you get
No,
a
it
girlfriend, that's the end.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Oh, she was cool. She was cool.
Stop being fun.
She's just about the only person probably from that group that I don't hate.
Oh, there we go. Fantastic. That's
Because
the
I
thing
haven't,
about
because I haven't talked to or seen her.
male friendships. Always end with them hating each other. Always.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. There's no such thing as lifelong friends.
Nope.
Not lifelong male friends. No.
Sooner or later, you just drive each other crazy.
It really is true though, because that guy, we were close for a while. I remember we went to a concert once when we were like 19 years old, and we saw two old guys sitting at a table. Maybe it was just going out to dinner. I don't know. And he looked at the guys. He goes, "Yep, that's going to be us hanging out in like 50 years." And I thought, no, we're probably going to end up hating each other. And sure enough, like a year later, and we haven't spoken since. We'll never
The
speak
cover
again.
of this comic is a great visual example of male friendship.
Yes, they're
Right?
technically
Like, yeah,
they're technically
they're
working
like having-
together.
Right, but like there will always be this brutal rivalry and
Right.
hatred towards each other.
If it really came, like they're on the same team, but if it really came down to it, any one of these would kill the other ones.
Absolutely. That's what
Yeah.
it's like to be a man.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
And you're always tied to problematic ideologies.
Yes. And I'm always wearing shirts that are too tight for my muscles.
Right. No, that's schmedium is just tight enough.
Okay, well, yeah, we got a bunch of Nazi gorillas, or as Shay calls them, regular gorillas. Just regular old, everyday gorillas.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, all right. I guess this is a good enough thing to get into here. Let's see what's
get
going
started.
on.
Let's do the
Yeah.
show here.
I think we gotta comment on these ads. There's a lot of O.J. Simpson.
There's a lot of he shows up in 2 different ads in this comic book. 2 fucking ads.
Yeah, you think it'd
and
be a
what are they
conflict of
about?
interest.
Him running.
Him running. Well, I mean, it's not going to be about him writing poetry. Like he's O.J. Simpson.
I mean, the only thing that could have topped this was if it was a car ad.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
like a Bronco.
Like,
What were the name of the kids? Like they were the Dingo kids?
yeah, the Dingo Kids.
The Dingo Kids? What are, I don't know what that is.
Or was that the name of the
That's
kids?
the brand.
Yeah, I know, but they were called the Dingo Boys or the Dingo Brothers or something
So-
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an ad for like some dingo boots. I made with
Which are
dingo.
cowboy
I really don't
boots.
know. They're cowboy
Hey kids,
boots. Okay.
what you doing over there? You eating babies? We sure are, OJ. Well, I'm about to eat myself a baby.
I don't think that's what he did. Is
So
that
then
what
they
he
go
did?
on, they're putting on their boots and eating babies.
Do we like? I don't kind of remember all of the details of the
OJ Simpson
situation.
brutally murdered his wife and her boyfriend.
That's what I've come to
Well,
accept.
debatable on if it's her boyfriend or not.
That's the
okay.
part that's the debatable part.
Well, okay, OJ allegedly killed 2 people, was
Right.
That
found
he did.
innocent, and then wrote a book about how he was guilty.
Yeah.
You're
And was
right.
found guilty in the civil trial.
Right, and
Right.
then he lost all of his trophies, and then he
Tried to steal him back,
He tried to steal him back.
and then
Thus
people
got
were
put in
like,
prison.
"Oh, this is the perfect second chance. You never get
Yeah.
a second chance like
And
this."
now
again."
he's on Twitter.
Yeah,
I just-
CTE isn't real.
It was the whole thing at the time for years there, and I was too young to really be following it too closely. But it also gave us Jackie Childs, the lawyer in Seinfeld, to find that character. That was important.
Me and my friend Nick at work, we do that guy's voice all the time.
Jackie Childs.
Yeah, the
Jackie
Jackie Childs
Childs.
voice.
That's a great voice.
Outrageous.
Outrageous, preposterous.
This is one of the most public of my many humiliations.
Is it a Johnny Cochran
It
impression?
is. He's a Johnny Cochran. You know what? That guy, it took me 3 years to realize it, but the guy who played Jackie Childs plays Cyborg's father on Doom Patrol. And I didn't notice it until I heard him on Doom Patrol doing a voiceover where you didn't actually see him, you just heard his voice, and I laughed to myself and said, "Ha, he sounds like Jackie Childs." And then I went, "Wait a minute," and looked it up. It's the same guy.
I would watch that show if he did it as Jackie Childs.
Yeah, there are moments like when he gets fired up, he almost slips into that voice again. Now, in retrospect, now that I know, I can see that like, oh, he almost goes into Jackie Childs mode.
Hopefully there's like YouTube videos where someone took clips from Seinfeld
They should.
and they just
should.
replaced all the scenes with Jackie Child.
Oh God. Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
That'd be pretty excellent.
So yeah, OJ is he's endorsing these dingo boots. and
Yeah.
the kids
It's a
who
weird
like them
fucking
are,
thing to say.
and the kids who like them are called dingo kids, and this was just fine. And this is only the first of 2 endorsements in this comic book.
I love
For
how,
shoes.
for
Specifically for fucking shoes.
I love how like he's like, hey kids, get your free autograph photo of me, OJ, now and send it to Tennessee.
Yeah. And address it to OJ Dingo.
Right.
OJ Dingo, and you
And
get
like-
a picture of him standing next to a giant boot.
It's a giant boot. He's leaning against the boot. Like casually.
Like it's in his house. They
He
delivered
even
him.
signs the kid's autograph book OJ Dingo.
He was he signs the kid's book OJ Dingo, but as you can see, the signed photo you get is signed OJ Simpson. It says OJ Simpson best wishes. Oh,
Maybe it was
okay.
like a Cougar Mellencamp thing. He was just trying to make Dingo happen.
Just got to get this over. Yeah, I'm OJ Dingo Simpson. All right. Well, that was great. That was great fun.
Right.
Let's get into this book here. Our first story is called Primate Patrol, written by George Cashton, art by Ken Landgraf and Dave Simons. And this is our titular story here.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got this skeleton man,
Well, I think he
Wearing like
represents death.
and he's wearing. He looks like he's wearing like a Prussian military outfit, but I guess maybe it's is it like a Southern cavalry? Like
No, he's dressed like
No,
Napoleon.
there are tanks and stuff in there.
I think he's supposed to represent like war in general because he's got like a crossbow and like a scabbard, like a what do you call it, like a saber? Is what they call
I
those
think
swords?
or a musket or a saber. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So he's just wearing all this different stuff. And he's
Yeah, and it says like centuries past, save my power, the power of death. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
guy knows how to pose, though. He's got a castle in the background, a tank, and a whole like pile of weapons.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This guy,
he's a Castlevania game cover.
yes. I was gonna say He-Man and the Masters of Eternity or whatever it was called, Masters of the Universe.
Oh, maybe I wonder if that's what that says about us.
Oh, our respective interests.
I don't know.
That we
like
both like dumb shit. Shay, what did this make you think of?
Tales from the Crypt.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's
also
probably the
would
best.
be-
That's probably the
yeah,
best
that-
option.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd make the most because he's a skeleton telling scary stories.
I got a scary story for you, kids.
Yeah, there you go.
Now do it as Ron Funches.
Yeah.
I got this scary story I want to tell my friends.
All right, that's who's the voice of death for the remainder
Yeah,
the
of
voice
the
of
from
death.
now on,
Okay.
the voice
All
of
right.
death is
It's Ron
played by Ron
Funches.
Funches.
Rob Funches is death.
Sure. In all comics going forward.
I'm sure whoever like goes on after Rob Funches says that too.
Who
But
goes
Rob
on after?
Rob Funches is death.
Oh.
That's terrible. No, he's a funny guy and he seems like a very nice man.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm
Yeah.
just teasing.
Yeah, I just want to hurt people's feelings. I don't
I'm
mean
just
nothing by it.
I'm just getting heat.
Yeah.
Just
That's,
trolling.
Yeah,
Just
just
trolling.
trolling.
I
Just
don't know
trolling.
enough about the Manicare.
That's such a boomer defense. It's
I know
just
he's
a
friends
joke.
with Joe Rogan though.
Is he
Canceled.
really? Is he seriously friends with Joe Rogan?
He's been on that show a bunch of times.
I can't imagine they have much to agree upon.
Oh, I think Rogan's an okay guy.
You're softening up on Rogan.
I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure everyone's fine.
Mike saying this as he hides the giant case of ivermectin behind him.
That's
Don't look
on
at that.
an IV.
Don't look at that.
I'm just like
That's nothing.
it's in my arm all the time.
It's nothing. It's nothing. It's just a thing.
I'm going to work like it's on the stand with the wheels. And
Yeah.
I'm like dragging it into work with me.
And they just announced there was just a study that said, like, yeah, this does nothing for COVID. Ivermectin does not work on COVID.
There's a gang of doctors giving it to
Yeah, there was.
So the story here, dumb, stupid.
I'm loving the pandemic, guys.
Yeah, I'm sad to see it go.
A lot of excellent opportunities to see
I
people.
think we're kind of wrapping it up, yeah. So in this story, Death is telling us about this time during World War One. Is this during World War One? I think it is.
World War II, because they're not.
This is World. Oh, because they're Nazis. Okay, fine. Yeah, another story as the World War One soldiers. So,
Yes.
yeah. So we've got these guerrillas with clubs and Nazi helmets and Nazi armbands. Also, I'll go ahead and mention. I don't know if maybe some of the panels were reversed, but sometimes the swastika's facing the other direction on some of these monkeys.
Oh,
on
I
the
mean, I
relics.
can't. I couldn't tell you which side it was facing either.
Same.
No, the Nazi swastika faces to the east, I believe. It faces
I
to
don't
the
know.
right.
I don't
Yeah,
know which
but
way's
sometimes
east.
sometimes you'll see them facing to the left, like right here on the cover on this first page here.
All right, who
And
cares?
it's facing the wrong direction. I care because
That could be a number. From our perspective, that could be
Oh
a
no,
number
we're
two.
gonna piss off the Nazis.
No,
Right?
it's well, I'm just saying maybe these gorillas are more complex than we thought because
Are you a Nazi, James?
I'm saying,
No,
look, we're all a little bit Nazi.
no, I'm not. I'm very
when-
much against the idea of fascism.
The people that say they're the most offended about being called a Nazi tend to be the ones doing the most Nazi shit.
No, I don't do enough of anything to be accused of a goddamn thing.
I don't know, man. It's mostly like a lot of those 2A guys are. That's it. Oh, stop it. Kid Rock's uncancelable. You can't cancel him. You can't cancel that guy.
Nope.
Sorry. Second Amendment gorilla gets very upset when you imply that he may be a Nazi.
In this panel, it looks more like he's got a number 2 for his armband.
Well, there's another. It happens again later.
Because look at the shape of it's within the circle, right? Look at how much space it's
Sure.
taken up. It's
if
taking up way
this-
too much space to continue the symbol. So
if
it's a number
this-
2.
Sure. If this were the only one, then I would say sure, but it happens again.
No, he's
So-
the number 2 gorilla of the group.
So I really wanted to. So in this story, we've got a bunch of Nazis, and they've taken a bunch of American soldiers hostage, and then they line them up in front of their guerrilla guard, the guerrilla army,
Yes.
and
they can talk.
and they can talk, and so they can talk, and they can sing, and it was so like judging by the cover and everything, the whole idea is okay. We're gonna find out like what happened. How did these guerrillas turn into Nazis? And then it just turns out that no, we just kind of found them this way, bro. We gave them uniforms.
It's a little City of the Apes Gorilla Grotti.
Yeah.
The American soldiers were like, "Oh my God, how did you guys train these gorillas to be soldiers?" He goes, "Well, American, I'm happy to tell you. You see,
Why not?
we scoured the jungle looking for the most right-wing conservative gorillas we could get to join our army. So to do so, we blasted plenty of Aaron Lewis and Five Finger Death Punch music to collect the gorillas that were drawn to the sweet sounds. Then, to keep them, we cracked open the freshest Mountain Dew and waved it in their noses. And then they followed the smell trail back to base, where we began their training."
Wow. Well, that's
Damn,
better than the
Mike.
story. Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that. I mean, and gorillas are the most right wing of the apes and the primates.
They make the most sense, right? They got the
Yeah.
they're the most,
They're the most
body
alpha.
proud, but they have the smallest penises out of all the primates in the animal kingdom.
Yeah, fair. Not like those shit-lib chimpanzees.
Yeah, they got the biggest balls.
Yeah.
Chimps. That's who I identify with.
So yeah, it turns out that they just kind of found these gorillas that were super intelligent, and they don't know how, but they decided, well, we can exploit this.
Yeah, it's like they meet these gorillas that are like smart enough to train to
Yeah.
do human things, and their
Yep.
first thought is, let's turn them into prison guards and field nurses.
Yeah. Let's not take any of their blood back to the lab and figure out what the hell's going on.
They're like, we'll have more men to be soldiers. Like, oh, should the gorillas be the soldiers?
Yeah. And there's another backward swastika there. Look at that. That's not going in the same direction as the other one. I don't know. I'm just saying these might be very complicated gorillas.
Maybe they're really dumb Nazis and they just gave
Yeah,
them
true,
the
too.
wrong gear.
That's true too.
That is every Nazi.
He put his armband on inside out. Yeah, that's possible.
I don't know if Nazis really like Five Finger Death Punch. I just assumed.
I assumed that. Yeah, I assumed that you had heard something because what is it? Was it Trapped? One of those bands turned out to have a super right wing frontman, and they're like refusing to play liberal venues and everything.
Now, see, this is my problem there, though. Trapped isn't as funny to say as
It's
Five Finger
not.
Death Punch.
It's not. Five Finger Death Punch is one of the funniest names to say. That is true.
I took a big leap on their ideology and their fans' ideology just for my own bit.
Right. Do we want to find out real quick?
Yeah,
is
let's find out.
Five Finger Death Punch right wing.
What a great name.
Five Finger Death. He's got something to say about Minneapolis cops.
All right, either
Cops deserve an obvious fucking need for justice. So it
That's-
sounds like
that's
he's
not-
defending cops.
that sentence doesn't even make any sense, though.
Yeah.
How about this? Let's save time. Five Finger Death Punch masks.
Masks? Oh. What do they have to say about masks?
I'm sure that'll.
What do they have to say about masks here?
Oh, I can see they're very much.
Look at this dude.
Not happy with communism.
Is 500 Death? Here's an actual. Hang on, before we even read this, one of the Google suggested questions is Five Finger Death Punch anti-mask? This has been asked enough.
All right.
Uh,
I mean,
it's-
the guy, the cover,
So-
the image of the guy from the band they show really makes it seem like he'd be against masks.
He
Yeah.
does look like he shaves his head a lot.
He
Uh,
looks like a World War II Nazi gorilla.
Yeah. But it says that they're not
well-
mask and you can buy masks on their website.
Well, but he also says the guy. So I guess they have a video for a song called "Living the Dream," and he had to go out of his way to say it's not an anti-mask message, which usually means it is.
Well, it might not be. Hold on. We don't know. I'm not
This-
listening to the video, though.
Yeah, no, we're not going to listen to the song. No, God, no.
Like, that is some extra hard butt rock that I have no tolerance for.
Are they anti-capitalist? It doesn't seem to. We can't seem to get clear answers on this.
I'm not interested in extra angry Nickelback.
Yeah, I think these guys are as complex as our Nazi gorillas. Like, we really gotta.
Hey, the gorillas, like, hey, they just, they got thrown into a system they weren't prepared to deal with. Look, it even
They're
says
doing
like
their
the
best.
gorillas that weren't down to clown, they shot to death.
Yeah.
Yes. So you can't blame the rest for falling in line.
Right? They're just gorillas. They're just trying to get through the day.
Yeah, they're just trying to get them sweet
Yeah.
bananas.
Just like Nazis.
Yeah, yeah. The Nazis almost completely stopped our banana supply in the 40s.
Well,
They wanted it so
it just doesn't
bad.
make any sense. Like, their idea is like just to free up technical positions,
Yeah.
so that the human men can go die in the war,
Yeah.
while they leave their
Yeah.
administration up to the gorillas.
Yeah, we need some phone switch operators. So get the gorillas back there.
Like, how many did the gorillas did they capture?
It looks like they got a lot.
Like, what was
looks
their
like there's
plan
a-
though? Was like to breed them, to like keep the like how this like they're gonna run out of gorillas pretty quick.
Well, yeah, I'd assume that they're gonna have some fuck in order to keep this going and
Yeah, but
breed
the
essentially
wars-
super soldiers.
The war's happening now, though. They're not gonna have time to rear a whole new generation of
Well,
talking army gorillas.
Do we think this whole plot got kicked all the way up to Hitler, or was this just a couple of Nazis who decided to do this?
At this time, though, everyone in the German government and army were all on methamphetamines.
Yeah.
And this sounds like a plan someone would come up with, high on methamphetamines.
Yeah, and they came down and nobody wanted to admit that it was a stupid idea, so they just
Like,
went
they're
with
having
it.
a hard time training the gorillas, so their thought is just to shoot them.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Well,
a meth thought.
Well, we've seen numerous like supervillains who will kill their own people just to like send a message to their other people.
All
Yeah.
you're gonna do is
So-
unionize your people.
And then we learn about gum fighting.
Mm-hmm. Where it's like you
So-
blow a bubble, right? And then
Yeah.
you stand like he stood like a cowboy.
This is another ad, by the way. Let's be clear. This is
Waiting,
an
nope,
ad
it's part of the comic.
Okay.
Like there's a kid. He's like dressed like a gunfighter, and he's in the
Yeah.
position like he's about to have like a shootout with a guy, but he's got a big bubble blowing. So what I imagine
Yeah.
happens is like there's another guy directly in front of him,
Mhm.
and what happens is they both blow bubbles until finally the bubbles touch each other and become one thing of gum, and then they
Right.
chew it together to meet in the middle where they kiss.
So it's essentially docking, but with gum.
It's
Yeah.
called hubba bubbing.
Hubba-bubbing. Hubba-bubbing. Yeah, this is I don't understand the idea here. They wanted kids to like pretend to be fighting with their gum.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
and,
man.
and kiss.
And kiss. They wanted little boys to
And
kiss each
apparently,
other.
yeah, apparently if you don't win, you have to wear a paper bag on your head.
No,
Yeah,
they're just
that-
practicing safe sex.
Yeah, there's a dude wearing a bag on his. I don't understand the ad campaign here at all. I don't understand what help. Is Hubba Bubba still around? Are they a thing?
Hubba bubba.
Hubba Bubba?
You know, as a kid, I always knew if your gum came, it was like in the shape of a square instead of a
Yeah.
strip, and had that wrapping around it. You knew that gum's gonna be good as fuck.
Yeah. Strip gum is bullshit.
Like when you're a kid, yeah. If you got strip gum, yeah, it's mint. That's what your
Except
dad likes.
for-
Yeah, fuck that.
What was the zebra one?
Zebra stripes or whatever it was called.
Yeah, the fruity.
Fruity zebra.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Zebra
Jay.
gum.
I can't remember.
It is called fruit stripes.
Fruit
Yeah.
stripes. Yeah, that
Wow,
was good.
yeah. But other than that, no, you want a big block of gum.
Or the shredded. The
Big League Chew? Yeah, that was great
Oh
too.
yeah, to pretend like you're destroying your mouth with
Yeah,
cancerous
exactly.
tar.
And so you end up chewing half the bag in one go.
Yeah. I mean, you do too much of that, you start buying candy cigarettes.
Oh, God.
There's no turning around from there.
All right, after
I miss
that,
those too, but the ones that you could puff on.
Then it leads
Yeah.
to candy heroin.
Yeah. All right, that's all I got to say about that. And then our buddy OJ comes back.
It says, "Show them your tits." No, it doesn't say that.
It says,
So show them your heels, because
show
again,
'em your
it's about
heels.
running and shoes.
yeah. So this is OJ endorsing another kind of footwear, spot built. Yeah,
I don't have a bit.
That's all we
Here.
got to. We have all our good shoe jokes already.
yeah. Here you can get a free spot built poster.
Here with these cleats, you can really stomp someone you hate to death.
Yeah. He
Write a
didn't-
book. Write a book about it later.
He wasn't that brutal. He stabbed them.
That's pretty brutal.
Like,
He did more than stab them.
Like stab
did
people
he do
until
more
they're
than
like
stab?
till they're like
Yeah.
just puddles of like random pieces of flesh and goo. And
Is that
what do they
really
call
what
it?
he
Ichor?
did? Like,
I think he
like the
brutally-
badger?
I think he brutally murdered them.
He pretty much decapitated.
Well,
Let's
is
find
there
out.
a non-brutal murder?
That's fine. You're right. Philosophically, who knows?
I mean, OJ Simpson. How did OJ? Oh my God, this is a
How about
bad
look up-
This
search.
is a Google. This is an intense story that maybe should happen off
No, you look
James
up.
that you should
look up.
learn so that we
Okay.
don't waste the time and have to cut it out.
You look up
Okay.
OJ Simpson crime scene photos.
No.
That's what you
Should I,
look up.
no, I don't want to do that. Should I come back next week after I've done some research? Next episode,
Yeah.
rather? Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell you what I think about OJ Simpson and how much I know he didn't do it.
So I should throw that up on Twitter then? I'll just random crime scene photos of the OJ
No.
Simpson
Yeah.
murder.
This is what's going to break up the podcast. Is we're going to have very different ideas about whether or not OJ was guilty.
I mean, he wrote a book about how he was guilty.
Who would write a book about being guilty if they were actually guilty? That'd be stupid. He must be innocent. Only an innocent person would be write a book saying this is how I would have killed someone if I did. That only an
That's
innocent
4D.
person would do that.
That is some 4D chess.
That is 4D chess.
But he knows that we know that he knows that we know.
It's downright Trumpian in its labyrinthian genius.
I'm surprised he wasn't the vice president.
OJ?
Wouldn't that be fun? Oh, Trump was president, and OJ was the vice president.
Can,
What else
can
is
a
he doing?
felon be vice president?
Trump
I
was
would
president.
bet you could.
Can a felon?
A convicted felon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can a convicted
Can
felon
a
be
felon
vice president?
be vice president? It's just gonna say, I don't know. We haven't had to answer this question before.
Yes. A convicted
You
felon
can.
can run for president. So yeah.
Trump Simpson, 2024.
There's hope. There's hope for my dreams.
There's still hope that Donald Trump is gonna give OJ a call and say, really, what do we got to lose?
How about this? OJ is Secretary of Defense.
I mean,
How about
with
that? We'll
what
put him
he's
in-
gotten away with.
Let's put
being
OJ
president.
in charge.
Boo.
Let's put OJ in charge of the Pentagon.
Like,
And he
if
runs
anybody
it
knows
like
how to cover some shit up,
He shows up to work dressed as a football coach every day.
yeah, shows up in his Ford Bronco every day and
He's got a
laughs.
clipboard and a whistle.
He brings all of his trophies so that nobody can break in and steal them while he's away from home.
That's right. That's why he did it. So then they'll never steal his football awards ever again.
I'll take these with me now.
Is
I
it
learned the hard way.
protected by the U.S. government.
All right. Having a lot of fun with OJ today.
I think America did for a while, didn't they? I'm sure like
Well-
Letterman sure did.
Letterman did, but Leno was really like he took the low road. He had the dancing Edos, the dancing Judge
Oh,
Edos and everything. Like, he was like,
yeah.
this isn't even a commentary. You're just being an ass.
Well, that wasn't him. That was his writers.
I mean,
He's the
SNL
head
did
of
a
the
sketch
snake.
about Heaven's Gate like immediately afterwards.
Yeah, they did.
The ad for the
Hol-
Nikes?
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Oh,
Well,
OJ
no, they did it like a sketch, and the sketch was that like their suicide worked, and they were on a spaceship now. It was in
That-
really bad taste.
That may have been, and I definitely want to see that. That's going to be on my list of uncomfortable things to look up later. But I seem to recall, I know I saw, maybe it wasn't SNL, maybe it was too dark even for SNL, but I seem to recall it was a bunch of footage of all of the corpses at Heaven's Gate, and you saw their shoes, and then it turned out to be an ad for Nike.
No, that's real. I remember that too.
It's
Yeah.
not a real Nike commercial.
No,
No.
that'd be.
I'm just
epic.
saying,
They stopped selling those shoes.
yeah. So to
Much
increase
like the Ford
rarity,
Bronco, they cut that shit.
They brought the Bronco back. They
Look.
uncanceled it.
there is no. Take it from me. If you're going to be driving a Ford Bronco across the country, you want to be wearing Nikes.
Yeah. I bet that. I wonder if they don't sell it in white. I wonder if like the Ford Bronco is just like.
I bet you can't get a white Ford Bronco anymore.
I
Let's
want
find
one
out.
now. I want one of that.
Good
I want
Lord,
that
we're
make and
Googling
model.
everything.
This will be the last one for a while. White Ford Bronco. Can I get a white Ford Bronco? There's a band called White Ford Bronco.
I bet they're awesome.
Can I get one?
They're
Can I get
opening
one?
for Five Finger Death Punch.
Can I buy? Can I buy a white Ford Bronco? New and used white Ford Broncos for sale.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yes, you can. Well, I mean, maybe not immediately, but it's been almost 30 years or something.
I want a white Ford Bronco, and I want to airbrush O.J. Simpson's face on the side of it.
All right.
And then on the,
So-
one side has OJ's face airbrush, and the other side says "not guilty."
All right. So, Jesus Christ. So these American soldiers have to go to work for the Nazi soldiers under punishment of guerrilla. And they decide one day that they'll just kind of like covertly start teaching the gorillas how to slaughter Nazis, how to
Right.
use weapons.
Awesome. See these gorillas. See, like we judge these gorillas too harshly.
The gorillas, they just wanted bananas. That's all they wanted.
That's all
Much
I
like
want.
me. Yeah, I just want a good banana.
I can really relate to these gorillas.
Yeah. Well, it's got a built-in handle when you open up that banana. Banana's fantastic. Banana is so good that even when it goes bad, you just make banana bread out of it, which is also delicious. You can read
It's-
delicious
mhm.
banana.
Mm-hmm. Damn, I could really
Fantastic.
go for some banana bread right now.
God, I love banana bread. Banana
too.
bread, banana pudding. I put bananas in my cereal and my smoothies.
Oh, dude, bananas in your cereal, that's like next level.
It's the best fruit to add to your cereal.
That's
I'll-
right.
You can put that on the record.
All right. What cereal, though?
Cashy Go.
Yeah, he likes old people cereal.
I never
No,
heard
there's
of
a
it.
dude. There's a dude climbing cliffs on the box. I don't see old people. They're like rollerblading. They're doing all kinds of cool shit. 10,
No, you see old people rollerblading.
10 grams of protein in every serving.
Yeah,
he's
that's
right.
something an old person would
No,
point out.
no, it's
No,
called,
you gotta get
it's called a
protein.
smart man who with gains would do.
Yeah, get your protein, put some whole milk in there, and a couple bananas. Oh, you're having a
Fuck
great
yeah,
breakfast.
dude. You're on your way to you're commuting to
I'm going to-
Gaines.
I'm going to Gainesboro, Florida.
You're gonna be listening to a Chris Gaines album on the way to
On the
Gaines
way to-
City.
Taking Gain Street?
Taking Gaines.
All right. I'm enjoying all of that. I noticed that much like the mod gorilla boss when he fought Animal Man, this gorilla also grabs a guy by the thigh and kind of swings him around.
Uh-huh. That's what you do when you're a
Must
gorilla.
be an innate thing.
Yeah, it's
Utilize
just-
your strengths.
Yeah, squeeze that thigh. If you can destroy someone's thigh, like you beat them. Like they can't walk. That's a great idea.
You know, we need to take a lesson about how we call these gorillas Nazis, and it turns out they weren't. We should think that about maybe some other people, like what I did earlier with Five Finger Death Punch.
Right.
Aaron Lewis,
right.
I won't take that back. That guy.
That guy's a
that
piece
guy-
of shit.
Yeah, that guy's a piece of shit. Fuck that dude.
Although you do have one thing in common, you have both gone ahead and slammed Bruce Springsteen, and it hasn't gone well for either of you.
I don't know. I felt no repercussions.
Yeah, I'm sheltering you. I'm sheltering you from the blowback. No, he has a song about how he can't stand Bruce Springsteen anymore, and the rest of the world went, "Who the fuck is Aaron Lewis?"
He's the guy from Stain, the Been a
Yeah.
While guy.
Yeah, he's the Bruno Hurl guy. So yeah, they taught these gorillas to destroy the Nazis and just hope that they would only destroy the Nazis and not the American soldiers, and they did.
Yep, and they
Yep.
go back deep into the forest where they'll never be bothered by Nazis again.
Yeah.
And
Yep,
death
yep.
comes back.
Death comes back and says, all them gorillas went back into the forest and everything was good.
I like how this comic, out of all the comics we've done, has the most Twitter profile pictures
Yeah, a
to
lot.
choose from.
Well, and I'll tell you, I was going to say there's one starting up the next story, but before we get to that story, we have another ad to look at.
Hmm.
It's Batman making an appearance, selling Hostess cupcakes.
And,
And Catman.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who
So
is
is Catman-
fantastic.
Is Catman a real character?
Yes.
Yes.
Is this the real color scheme and
Yes.
outfit and everything?
Yes.
Well,
That's-
It's,
that's-
well, the costume has now been updated and stuff, and it's more of like a tan and brown.
He's still
Right.
called Catman.
He's
Cat-
still
well-
called Catman.
Well,
Okay.
Catman has owned his loserdom. So the idea of Catman was just a novelty villain in the 60s who basically stole Catwoman's gimmick, and Catwoman got understandably upset about that. Catman obviously fell out of favor pretty quickly on account of being stupid, but he was resurrected by probably Gail Simone for Secret
Yep.
Six in like
Yep.
2006-ish or so, as just like a schlubby dude who was down on his luck and realized that he kind of sucked.
Look how
Yeah.
angry Robin is.
Robin is pissed off that Catman is sicking his cats on Batman, whom he loves.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
just outside.
They're just arguing over Hostess cupcakes,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
sound delicious right now.
I
Oh
know.
God.
Dude,
I would
the
love
way
some cupcakes.
Catman says, this is how he describes the Hostess cupcakes. Deep, dark, chocolatey cake, deep, dark, chocolatey icing, creamed filling too, and damned if that doesn't sound delicious.
And then
Yeah.
Batman and Robin come up behind him and goes, I'm going to give you a cream filling. And
I
then
want
And
cupcakes.
then they ask him
Yeah.
out in a line.
Yeah, he's not getting double orphaned. Robin, like, you got to keep this guy alive. The cops are going to start, it's going to start getting suspicious if all of my mentors are dead.
Dick Grayson's at a bar having a drink, and they're like, "What's wrong, Dick?" He goes, "Well, I'm double orphaned."
Lost another one. And then Robin wrote a book called If I Did It.
God's just telling me I can't have parents.
All right. So next, we've got a story called This Ship Shall Be Your Coffin,
Which is awesome.
also written by George Cashton and art by Rick Estrada. And we've got a skull wearing a little Navy cap.
Yep, he's very adorable.
Yeah, that's really good.
This ship shall be your coffin, which should be the name of a metal song.
Or Five Finger Death Punch should change their name to This
Or
Ship Shall
just
Be
the
Your
name of a
Coffin.
band like that. Like, and you will know us by our Trail of Dead.
Yeah, well, we could start that
Oh,
band.
Yeah, we could be
Three
This
of
Ship
us.
Shall Be Your Coffin.
Yeah, that's a great band name.
Yeah, that's sick.
And not a great story though, because all that happens in the story is just a little 2-pager.
Yeah.
Like a Japanese ship is sunk, and then the soldiers are rescued by a mysterious ship that says, "Hey, you guys got to get to work."
And then it turns out it's the Flying Dutchman.
It's the Flying Dutchman, which
Yeah,
is
it's not a sex act.
It's not. It's a mythical ship that's doomed to sail the seas forever, and things of this nature.
You've probably seen the SpongeBob SquarePants episode about it.
I haven't. I've never seen SpongeBob SquarePants besides the movie.
It's pretty good. SpongeBob is all right.
Did the creator of that turn out to be a sex pest like the Ren Stimpy guy?
I think he died. He died before
He
that
died.
could come to light.
But he
So-
did,
No.
turns out.
No. I mean, I'm sure if anybody on a long enough timeline, we all turn out to be sex pests.
What about the Zim the Invader? What was the
Invader
name? of it?
Zim,
yeah.
Zim. Like, did the creator of that turn out to be a sex pest?
No, but he did create Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
Oh,
Johann Vasquez.
Because it's just like now I'm like leery ever since the Ren and Stimpy guy. Now I'm just like anyone like
I didn't know about him.
oh yeah they
No.
made a documentary about what a bad dude he was.
He's a sex pest, or just sort of like an old
no,
ornery
like
guy.
he would have like teenage girls would write to him and be
Right.
like, "Oh my god, I want to be an animator just like you." He's like, "All right, well come live with me in California and I'll teach you how to do it."
Well, maybe he was serious. Maybe he was sincere about
they
that.
made a documentary about it, bro.
If they made a documentary, it's got to be true.
Like it's
Fuck.
pretty like yeah, it was like a well-known secret what he was up to.
Every documentary is 100% true. That's right. Fuck. I really was hoping he kind of got it out of his system with his weird animal cartoons.
What's the term grooming?
grooming?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was all about that.
This show is all about Zoomers, groomers, and boomers.
Yeah, which
As
will be
we've
our next
learned.
segment.
Yes. All right. Well, that brought me down. Flying Dutchman is also the source of the Simpsons of what's his name? The sea captain's restaurant in The Simpsons, the Frying Dutchman.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
So I
Yeah,
Googled
that
real
comes from-
fast about this. 2018, accused by two former artists of grooming and sexually abusing them in the late 90s when they were teenagers. He released an apology, blamed his mental health, and has since declared his withdrawal from the professional animation industry.
There you go.
Now, shit. Now, is it possible he just had mental problems?
Well, if you're doing that to people, you have mental problems.
Right, that's true. Is there a way I can spin this?
Nope.
And still like this guy.
You can
There's
still
nothing.
like Ren and Stimpy. Like, who cares? You're gonna
Yeah.
die one day.
He was fired after the first 2 or 3 seasons, so you probably haven't even seen a ton of.
Okay. I mean, I could definitely cancel Ren, but Stimpy, I mean, he's a good guy.
I can relate to both those characters.
Yeah. Some days inside of us all, there are two animals, Ren and a Stimpy,
yeah.
fighting for dominance at all times.
Yeah. That's how I
That's
feel.
true.
That's
That
why I'm
is
so
true.
conflicted.
I'm either the angry asshole or I'm the bewildered dumbass.
I'm either the angry asshole who thinks he's smart but is actually dumb, or the
Mhm.
fucking friendly idiot who knows he's dumb.
Yeah. Self-awareness is a tough thing.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Some more gum ads.
Kids really liked gum.
I still chew gum. I chew Trident Tropical Twist every day.
You know, if somebody comes up with a gum that lasts for like 10 minutes, the flavor lasts for like 10 minutes, I will subscribe.
Like,
But-
if you're like a nervous person who like chews their nails, chew gum instead. Like,
Mm.
it's a great way to stop doing that.
I don't chew my nails nervously, but I do. I haven't used like nail clippers in I can't imagine how many years.
You just rip them off, huh?
I bite them shits off.
Shay, are you a nail biter?
No,
She actually is offended by it. She hates that.
Why? What do you care?
I'm not offended by it. It's annoying to hear like the
Oh yeah, I bet. But you make that sound with the clippers too.
Yeah, yeah.
That's ASMR.
but like
Just
someone
people
like
Yeah.
like if somebody's biting their nails, they're not sitting in the bathroom doing it, which
No,
is
they're
where I'm
spitting on the
quickly cutting my
ground.
nails. Yeah, they're like in front of
No.
me doing it.
Yep. Yeah, we
now
are.
that's a fridge too far. Speaking of Simpsons references,
Fridge too far. You
That's
fat bitch.
that's the Simpsons joke. That is a bridge too far for me though, because I will not make a mess like that. I can't leave the toenails sitting around and the fingernails sitting around. That's gross.
Wait, do you bite your toenails?
I do.
No, I actually either like if they can't rip off with my fingernails, if I can't rip the toenails off with my fingernails, I will go and get clippers. But once in a while, when I was younger, I would get the big toe in the mouth just to get it started. Just to
When
get
I was a kid,
just
when I
to
was a
break
kid, I used to be able to get all 5 by sticking that foot right by my mouth and just peeling them all off with my teeth.
And you're not a millionaire now?
Isn't that weird?
How are you not? How are you not the most successful person I know?
I'm a flexible dude.
Yeah. No, I could get it started because you just got to get it started. You just got to break it. You break the big one, and then you can start ripping.
And I'm sure the next question would be like, Mike, have you tried to suck your own dick? If you can do
Mm-hmm.
that, no, I haven't.
I don't know that I.
Are you
agree with
saying
that.
you
I
haven't
think
tried,
everybody
or
has
you
tried.
haven't
Everyone's
succeeded?
tried.
I haven't tried. I've never
I
tried
don't
to
know
suck
that
my own
that's.
dick.
I don't know that that's true.
It is true.
I don't know that any
I'd
guy
be the
hasn't
first to
tried.
admit it, and I would have 10 jokes about it.
Right. Do you remember the
He's got a
SNL
point.
sketch? Remember the SNL sketch with Will Ferrell, who it turns out he's been attending yoga class every week so that someday he could suck his own penis.
Yeah,
And he finally
pulled
did
his-
it.
He
Yes.
pulls his sweatpants over the back of his
Yes.
head.
He finally did it. And he refused to leave. Like the class ends and he's
Yeah.
just hanging out there. Oh,
That's a
funny.
good one.
That was very funny.
Whatever happened to Will Ferrell? Is he dead?
No, he's not.
He bought a white Ford Bronco. And
You ever see an ad
Headed
for?
west.
We have an ad for Superman meets Spider-Man. But we're gonna skip it because we're not supposed to talk about Superman anymore.
no, that fucking asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Just until January of 2023, and then he's my hero
And
again.
here's another ad for the movie The Black Hole, which is fucking great.
I don't understand. This is a model kit for.
I know, but it's a movie,
based on a movie I've never heard of.
dude. Black Hole is fucking awesome.
Right. I don't think we knew enough about black holes for this to be scientifically accurate.
All right, well,
1980.
put on the trailer. Check out Black Hole.
Yep, we should probably watch Black Hole.
Yeah,
No.
No,
Check
no,
out-
we're not
check
going
out
to do
the-
that.
check out the Black Hole trailer.
We'll put it up on Twitter. We'll see what people think of the
Let's
Black
just
Hole
watch
trailer.
all. Let's just watch all Black Hole for the rest.
Let's
for the
just
rest of the
switch
rest of the
over
podcast.
to a Black Hole podcast.
Yeah,
And every
there we
week we'll talk about a different minute of Black Hole.
go. Yep.
There is a podcast that goes through I think it's called A Minute of Tarantino. It goes through 1 minute at a time of a Tarantino movie and does an episode about each minute.
We
How
can't
often?
get through one comic book.
How did the episode? How long are each episode?
I think they're like 5-10 minutes. They're not super long.
I was gonna say.
If they could stretch them out to a half hour, I'd be
How often do they
pleased.
come out? Because eventually they're
Uh,
gonna run out.
every hour. No, I don't know. It's been a long time. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they gave
Would
up.
you say it's been a while?
Well, you just said it, so I can't now. God damn it.
Aaron fucking Lewis, man. I've worked a few of his shows. He's a
So
total
have I,
fucking
actually.
dickhead.
Yeah, now you mention it, I have done an Aaron Lewis show back in the day. Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Dude, I was running Spotlight during his show. It's just him and an acoustic guitar too, and he's always
Yeah.
talking shit about Democrats. And he said the lighting director hated him, and I had him in my ear telling me what my cues were.
Mhm.
And as soon as Aaron Lewis said that, he called Barack Obama a Muslim terrorist president.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he did, and the whole audience in Indiana was like, "Woo!"
Oh.
And the lighting director just goes off in my ears. Goes, look, I get not liking the president. That's fine,
Yeah.
but like to accuse him of something like that, he just went off. It was pretty funny.
Well, and also it says that being a Muslim is in and of itself a bad thing.
Dude, he's such a piece of shit.
What a garbage man. Yeah, no, that was pretty bad. And he looks like a shaved gorilla Nazi. He may be what happened to these Nazis, these gorillas.
So like the first time I did his show like at least twice. And the first time I did it,
Ugh.
it was like a normal show with like besides all the racist bullshit, like it was just a normal show. The second one, he was drunk as shit, and he played "It's Been a While" twice on accident.
Wow. I love that. Did he play it exactly the same way?
No, well, the second time he was clearly more drunk.
I'm guessing nobody had a problem with it. The lighters came
No.
out for the encore.
No, but he like in the middle of it, it's kind of like you can see the realization on his face that he like is doing it again.
Yeah.
Like, he really he realized like, oh shit, but he kept going as it was too late.
Remix. Yeah.
Like you're already halfway into the song.
Yeah, dude. You can't take me halfway.
Man, what about Godsmack? Are they right wing now too? I
I
imagine
don't
they
know.
would
I did one of their shows too.
be. Yeah, me too. I was with you.
Oh yeah. I remember when they gave me like the pass, like you'll get these little passes so you can get around backstage. And so I got one, and it's just like some picture of some like skank with bolt-ons from the 80s, or not really 80s, from whatever year they were popular. I was like, yeah, I gotta walk around with this around my neck like a fucking sleaze bag.
Early aughts, I'd say.
Yeah, early aughts.
Yeah, that's when Godsmack was popular, right? Late 90s.
One nation under Godsmack. Why Donald Trump is something something. Oh, Godsmack's Sully Irma on Joe Biden. We're gonna be really close to losing this country if that dude gets in office.
I mean, I said that about Joe Biden too.
Let's see. It may not be completely. Let's see. What does he have to say here? I couldn't fucking agree with you more. I've been saying that since the beginning. It's so politically driven. It may not have be gone completely, but we're going to see exactly where this country stands. You watch, though. On November 4th, we'll see exactly what's going on. If Trump stays in office, COVID's going to be a big, messy pain in the ass, and there's going to be more people burning down Wendy's fucking restaurants. If Trump is fucking gone, all of a sudden, they're going to have this miracle vaccine that those fucking liars have been holding on to. Wow. First of all, Ted Cruz said the same thing. Turned out not to be true. We still had COVID after Trump lost. Secondly, then he goes off about George Floyd. And he says, I don't want people to think we're partisan towards one way or the other.
All right, whatever. All right.
And now I'm going to say some racist shit.
That's all pretty vague. Whatever. It clearly he feels a way that he's not willing to divulge in an interview 100%.
I just anyone who you hear this every election, the whole like, well, if this person gets in office, the country's over. And I'm so sick of fucking hearing that shit.
Well, I mean, country.
Well, the
What does
country
that
was
even
over
mean?
after Truman, of
What
course.
does
Truman
that
was the
even-
last
what-
real president.
What does that even mean, right? Like, what does any of that mean?
It doesn't matter what it means. It's a stupid thing to say every 4 years.
Yeah, I know, but everyone says shit like that though.
Yeah, and it's awful and it's obnoxious. Every election can't be the most important election of our lifetimes. Like you have like people have to stop saying that shit. Take the rhetoric down.
Maybe it's for merch.
Yeah, they do sell some good merch.
You know, like maybe that's all it is. That's like when like WrestleMania comes around, they say it's the biggest WrestleMania of all
Yeah.
time. Like that can't be true.
Yeah, it's just Justin's making a few extra bucks on the
You
side.
know what I'm saying? But you want to get people to buy the WrestleMania shirt,
I mean, you say what you will about the man, but Trump's merch game was on point.
right?
He had the best merch.
What if that's all it is? It's
A
just
merch con?
merch. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's just a merch con.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that what America is founded on? Just
Yeah.
selling shit people don't need based on weird affiliations that they shouldn't believe in.
I don't know, man. I'm too stimpy for this.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we got here. And then we got our final tale here. It's called Death the Dread Drummer, who I think was in Mudvayne. Was it? Is that what he was in? I think that was Death the Dread Drummer. Written by Robert Kanigher. Kanigher was actually the guy who took over Wonder Woman after William Moulton Marston was gone. He also created Sergeant Rock, and he wrote the story that introduced Barry Allen as the new Silver Age Flash.
Oh, this
Wow.
guy.
That explains
art-
why this is the best story in the book.
Yeah, and written by an art by Ruben Yandok. Sure. His name is Ruben Yandok, but he signs it Rubeny.
Yandok sounds like an old god that Conan runs into in one of his adventures.
A Norse god, yeah. I don't know. This is definitely the most realized story, but it's also got some purple prose in here. I don't know.
What does that
Purple
mean?
prose, yeah.
Purple prose just means sort of inelegant, sloppy pro, like when you get when you usually like dime store detective novels that are always like the rain was coming down like slabs of beef and whatever, and it's really like sort of tortured metaphors, and it's just purple.
Interesting.
called
You thought
purple
that
prose.
I would know what that is.
This was clearly my fault. This was my fault here. We disagree on OJ and we disagree on grammar.
we don't disagree on OJ, do we? Do you think he was innocent?
I'm pretty convinced now over the course of this conversation. No.
do you disagree with that he shouldn't be Secretary of Defense?
Do I want OJ Simpson as Secretary of Defense? No. Before I get any shit for this, no. OJ clearly killed 2 people. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way around this.
But the Secretary of Defense kills millions of people.
Yeah, that's why he'd be a good fit. Like, you have to.
Maybe he needs to bump his numbers up first.
Well, for a civilian to have killed 2 people, that's pretty good. For a guy with the full might of the U.S. Army behind him, like that scales up.
So here, the story takes place during World War I, and there's a front of some kind. And,
Yeah.
There's a no man's land.
there's a
It's
no
called the
man's
meat
land,
grinder.
and, they're called the meat grinder.
Yeah.
And I don't know, because there's like the German side and then the not German side, because they never really
I think they're
specify who
American.
they
They
are.
could be British. They could be
Yeah, they
British.
could be. Yeah, they could pretty much be anybody. So like,
Yeah.
we're just kind of assuming the good guys and the bad guys. but then-
Allies. Yeah.
But the story tells us that there are no good guys or bad guys.
Right.
Right.
But they're both people.
Yeah,
Right. Which is a weird message to send about Nazis.
they're not Nazis. It's World War One.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! I'm getting my yeah. You're right. You're right.
They're Nazis in the next half of the story.
They are Nazis. in the next
Also
episode.
like
I'm
to,
wrong.
to,
Sorry.
to shit on like the Germans, all the German soldiers because they were fighting for the Nazi government. Like I can make that argument about American soldiers and the shit that we do in the Middle East.
And often do.
Yeah, and I do. That's what's just like people are complicated and they get stuck in shitty situations. And so it's like I'm not gonna
People
like.
get drafted. Yeah.
Yeah, they get drafted. They like, what are you
Yeah,
gonna do?
I know about Gal Gadot. I know.
Yeah,
She had to walk around with a gun when she was like 15 years old. I get
Yeah,
it.
She did. And now she's and because of that, they awarded her with the being Wonder Woman.
They made her Wonder Woman because of that. Yes.
No, they made her Wonder Woman because she's like 7 feet tall and gorgeous.
She is pretty gorgeous. That's true.
Good God.
Oh man.
Terrible actress though.
She's limited, but I think she can pull off Wonder Woman.
I tell you what, the best thing about her is like being Wonder Woman is that she could definitely be a Greek statue.
All right, that's you get that.
Zing!
Yeah, Zinger. I don't know, man. People always get really upset when actors playing superheroes aren't Oscar-worthy actors, and it's like, dude, most of these characters are pretty easy to play.
Before John Cena became a superhero actor, early in the early episodes of the show, I would always try to cast John Cena.
Yeah, and then it turned
Yes,
out that
whatever.
he could
Yeah.
do it.
And it turns out he was the best one.
He is the best one, but he's doing something very specific, and he's doing a great job with it. But it's like, dude, when people complain about whatever new Batman actor we have, people always complain about whether or not they can handle it. It's like, dude, I love Batman, but anyone can handle it. You brood a lot, and then you yell and you punch.
I think
Well, clearly not with how many people hate Ben Affleck.
I like Ben Affleck.
Affleck was great. He's a
I
beast.
thought he did okay. Yeah, he
Yeah, he
looked
did
like
great.
Batman.
Yeah, he was probably the most visually accurate Batman we've ever had. Like,
I think
looked
he
like a
should have
towering
had-
beast.
I think he should have had a Goodwill Hunting accent.
Oh, like a Bostonian thing?
Yeah, that would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Like just
I'm-
have that be in the movie.
I'm putting Gotham in my rear view.
Like he's got that voice changer on his cowl that gave him
Yeah.
the robot, but it's like a kind of Boston accent.
It's just the Bostonian. Yeah, it just gives him a Bostonian accent. Yeah.
I'm gonna hit him wicked hard.
I mean, it's a Batman that got to say both shit and fuck in the.
Why
10
did you
years.
say that name?
You think you're fucking better than me?
I just gotta do Mayor Quimby.
Yeah.
They just
That's pretty
reverse
much all I
engineer
gotta
it.
do, and then I
Just
say,
reverse
yeah, there you
engineer,
go,
yeah.
there you go. All
You
right.
just got to reverse engineer. Yeah. So these German soldiers and these American soldiers, or maybe British soldiers, we don't know. They're having the same problem. They're thinking about their kids and about how they have to go defend this area called the meat grinder that nobody actually seems to want. It seems like neither side actually wants it. They're just like trying to just have something to do.
Yeah.
Throw these soldiers out there. So they diligently go into the meat grinder. And they engage each other in combat, and it goes poorly, as war often does.
And it was all done with the music of Fortunate Son playing.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be Five Finger Death Punch playing.
It's Five Finger Death Punch's cover of
yeah.
Fortunate,
A Fortunate Son. Yeah. You
All right.
can't
I love
have any
Fortunate
war
Son.
without Fortunate Son.
Son. Guest vocalist
shouldn't.
Aaron Lewis.
Yeah.
So technically, it's a six-finger death punch.
I love Fortunate Son. That's a great song.
Yeah,
Great song from a great band.
yeah. Oh, I guess I could do War Pigs by Black Sabbath. I guess they'd be
War
more inclined to
Pigs.
do that.
There's a lot of songs about war. There's war. What is it good for? Right?
The most famous one.
Turns out it wasn't good for anything. Absolutely nothing.
Well, it's good for stock
Say it
prices,
again.
apparently.
It's good for Halliburton.
Like even when there's like rumors
Lockheed Martin.
of even when there's rumors of war, like weapon manufacturing companies' stock just skyrockets.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe I should just take all my money and invest in weapons
Right.
manufacturing.
Well, you got to invest in the right one because they're not all going to win.
All right. Which one has contracts with the government? That's who you.
I don't know. Yeah. Which one has Hillary Clinton's phone number? Sure.
Yeah. You figure out which one gave the most donations to all of our elected officials, and that's the company you invest in.
Yeah.
That's
I
actually
mean,
pretty smart, actually. That seems
It's
like
a pretty
smart.
easy way to go. Yeah.
Like, why aren't I doing that?
I don't know. Maybe this nation's rich are about to collapse and they're not going to be able to sustain their chicanery.
I
any
mean, there's
longer.
always going to be war, though.
I don't know. Maybe war is over.
Someone told me to invest in Nestle because they're going to buy all the water.
How does one buy all the water?
They're doing it. They go to places and they
Right.
get the rights to extract the water from governments for like $1, and then they just
Right.
bottle it and sell it till it's gone.
I have to imagine if it becomes well, maybe it already is an issue. I was going to say if it becomes a real issue, someone's going to step in. Maybe Finland. They're
No,
not
that's
known
what-
for being
that-
corrupt.
That was the problem with the Flint, Michigan thing, is that their water was purchased
Yeah.
by a
By
company.
Jigsaw. Jigsaw bought all the water and set it on fire so that he could sell them new water.
That's a deep cut, dude. They
That
don't know
goes
what you're
way
talking
back
about.
to you got to go
Yeah,
listen to those Batman Punisher episodes way back in the day.
Yeah.
They don't know.
But getting back
Yeah.
to this, so
I guess.
we've
I
been
don't know
shown
why.
that there's one dad on, the Allies, there's one dad on the Axis, and they're going to fight, and so both die.
Yep.
Yeah, they both
Yep.
die. They
Yep.
both die because that tends to be what happens. But at least they
In
died
war, yeah.
pointlessly over nothing.
And when they die, they realize that war is pointless.
If they just communicated their thoughts beforehand,
Yep.
they would have been
If
like,
they
yeah,
just
all right,
would've
let's just
talked.
not- yeah, let's just not fight.
Yeah. I mean, then you're just going to go home to your country and you're going to get killed by your government.
I mean, the war's kind of over then,
being
right?
a traitor.
Just talk
I don't
to
know
each
what
other.
time this took place. Oh,
It's just
well,
bizarre that, like, especially with these countries that like to expand and conquer territory, and you're in the army and you're just doing it for this guy.
Yeah,
And
some
you're
guy.
not you're not going to benefit from this at all.
Well, you're doing it for some guy who's doing it on behalf of his country, which is blessed by God.
It's just bizarre. Well, I don't know. I could never join the military. It's just like, well, I'm not going to. This is all just for some one person to benefit.
Well, because it's because those people believe in a cause that may or may not be legitimate or may not be actually what they're sold. But that's why they're not doing it for some guy. They're not doing it for the president. They're doing it because they believe in something, whether or not they should is a different story.
Now, despite that, they're having these thoughts. The two guys in the opposing armies say awesome things to each other.
Yes.
What do they say?
Well, give them a taste of cold steel. That's an awesome thing to say before you die.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Let's see. One guy gets killed earlier. He was talking about how he misses his home, and now he says, "I'll
Right.
never see my snowy Alps again, except in hell." And then he dies.
That's pretty metal. That's pretty
Pretty
cool.
metal. Yep, pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then the two guys in the opposing armies, like, they meet. And they both, like, one grabs one guy's gun and the other guy grabs the other guy's gun, and they try to wrestle on top of a mountain of dead bodies.
This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. This
Fire
is-
and explosions happen around him. It's like the end of Star Trek 3.
And it's not very cool, but it's intense.
This is that giving that skeleton a run for his money as far as the cool poses go.
What do you mean it's not,
Not
cool?
cool.
Did you ever read The Dark Knight Returns and Superman's fighting Batman in that nuclear winter? Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, all there's a massive EMP and all the electricity's out, and Batman has to get on a horse.
Yeah, what a rad comic.
Todd McFarlane made that horse, by the way. It was a built-a-figure. You bought all the toys. You would get the pieces of the horse, and you put the horse together, and Batman could ride it.
Todd McFarlane made all horses.
He created horses.
Todd
Yeah.
McFarlane created horses.
He sent the parts out, and
All
people assembled them, and now we have horses.
He didn't create them, but he made them. He put them on the map. Like, nobody was talking about horses
Yeah.
until Todd McFarlane came along.
And honestly, that's where serial killers came from.
They assembled some of the horses wrong.
Yeah. Well, of course. I mean, I saw that Ichabod Crane. He rode a horse to go murder people.
And there's horses or sheep.
Well, I don't know about
Like
that.
the horses or sheep?
Yeah, no. Horses were not a thing before 1992 or so. Like, if you really wanted to, you get a horse, I guess, but nobody cared.
Unlike now.
Yeah, unlike
Yeah.
now, where you can't keep them on the shelves.
Right. the great horse baron, Todd McFarlane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he made I'm a horseman. I made all my money in horses. You see.
Well,
That's
no
why I made
horses
my
in this
money.
comic, but so two dudes.
Stop trying to move it along, Shay.
No, I'm not gonna fucking stop trying.
I knew you were gonna do this.
We all
I knew you were
switch
gonna
roles. We switch roles so quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now
well,
Shay's always hungry and she's always tired, so she always wants the show to
Right.
get over with.
It's not that
Well-
I want the show to get over with as much as this. You guys have
I
been
want the
talking
show
a
to get
lot about
over.
fucking tangents that I am no
Shay,
part of, so I've just
well,
been
you're
sitting
welcome
here.
in.
Come
You're
on,
welcome
Shay, you
in.
know all about
I
horses.
have never worked a show for a shitty musician.
Well, you've
But
heard
you-
plenty of shitty music.
But what all the horses you owned in the South?
I never owned a horse.
I want to go down to the stables and ride, Mama.
Shay,
I want to
I
ride
have
today.
I have a middle school notebook of yours that says different. You may recognize it by its rainbow unicorn sticker on the front.
Mhm.
Oh fuck! I know exactly the one you're talking about.
That's right.
Very Lisa Frank.
And what people don't know is, yes, there are a lot of drawings of horses, but what you don't know is that she gave them all gigantic dicks.
I was about to say I drew a lot of penises in
That's
that one. So
right.
like prepare yourself. I was going
Right.
through a thing.
It's crazy because some of them are like drawn like horse penises, and some of them are comically large human penises.
Yeah. Have you seen the one yet that's made entirely out of penises?
I've already masturbated to that one.
Aw.
It's not a rainbow horse. It's the Fruit Stripes zebra. She loved that zebra. So, okay, all right, fine. We'll do what Shay wants to do and do a show about comic books, I guess.
So like the two guys awesomely kill each other by shooting each other in the chest at the same time,
yeah.
and they die speaking the same language somehow.
The most based
Yeah.
way to die. Yeah.
It's great. Isn't it always crazy? It's just like we're going to war with people and we don't speak the same language. Like how do we know for
We
sure?
don't- they might not
what
even be
they're
mad
sa-
at us.
Hey, we have no idea. Like I'm trusting what the news is telling me that they're saying.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
know what they're saying.
Yeah.
And if they know English, though, they could say stuff in their language and then tell me in English what they said, and that may not be true because they could be lying.
Yeah. Or maybe just our brains are not perceiving the information correctly.
And I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but even when people speak the same language, sometimes they're lying.
What?
Yeah.
That's right. Just like they're talking to you in your language, and sometimes that's not true.
That's fucking no. That's your conspiracy theory.
I know, I'm crazy, right? I'm taking my Xanax.
So the guys die, and then
Yep,
this
as people
bird,
do.
this bird, he shows up to sing his song of melancholy death
Which
over.
is Fortunate Son.
Yep, he sings.
Yes. But
this,
in a very slow, melancholy cover.
this bird whistles "Fortunate Son" like it's a
No.
a movie trailer.
No, it's like whistling the melody, but then it's John Fogerty singing coming out of it.
Well, he was a very big influence on a lot of people and birds.
You know what I mean? Like imagine like the bird, it's like a normal bird whistling,
Right,
Just
right.
the melody of Fortunate Son, but when it gets to the part where it's John Fogerty singing, this bird's just melting out.
Yeah, he can
All right.
he can sing the melody and the lead. He can sing the melody and the beat at the same time. It's like Indian throat singing. That's a fantastic bird.
The image in my mind is just precious.
Yeah, just delectable.
Yeah.
Delectable. So then the corpses die and decompose as they're wont to do, and we see their bones in like a hill. That's awesome.
And like during like when they're in their foxholes talking to themselves or each other, they're like, I'm doing this so that my son will never have to. And then sure enough, a few years later,
yeah, not
the
that
s-
long.
the sons of the two guys who died are now there to fight over the useless piece of
Yeah.
land once
Yeah.
again.
Now
the
they're World War
exact
II.
opposite thing happened.
Yeah.
You can tell it's World War II because the American soldiers didn't button their top two buttons because they're more casual like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've got those pecs.
People have progressed.
Yeah.
You don't have to just button it up all the way anymore.
No. It's a much more relaxed atmosphere. On Fridays, you can wear your uniform however you like.
Try casual Fridays at the war.
Casual Fridays at the meat grinder. Yeah.
That sounds like a gay club.
Yeah, sounds like a special, like a special event at the
Yeah.
gay club, like casual
Well-
Fridays at the meat grinder.
If you think there wasn't a lot of weird stuff going on in war is
That's-
hell.
That's a title of a David Lynch movie.
Yeah. Love that David Lynch. What's he up? What's he up to? lately?
Not David Lynch. Maybe John Waters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Well, maybe the two of them could get together and do a little something.
Yeah, right.
I bet they'd get along. They both have long faces.
I'm pretty sure they would despise each other.
I don't know. I don't think that's true at all. I tell you why. Because when David Lynch got on Twitter, he immediately tweeted, "I am wearing a hat," and then followed up with a picture of him wearing a cowboy hat.
That's adorable.
That was his entry onto Twitter, I think, or at least one of his early tweets.
He records YouTube videos where he talks about the weather for the day.
Yeah.
He's great. He had for a long time he did a comic strip in newspapers or what have you called "The Angriest Dog in the World" or something like that, and it was just the same like scribbly image of a dog sitting in a yard, every single panel, every single strip. It's the same thing. I mean, he would change the dialogue, but it was just this dog sitting there. It was great.
Whenever someone says David Lynch, even when I say it, I have the thought of Blue Velvet, of the guy on the ground, on the floor on his knees yelling, "Oh, baby wants to fuck."
I have not seen Blue Velvet.
Really? I figured you're such a hipster about shit.
I'd probably
I figured
love it.
you'd be all about David Lynch.
I am a horrible hipster scumbag. That's true. I've seen Eraserhead, which is
I've never been able to finish it. It's too much.
That is a tough
same.
movie
I
to watch.
haven't been able to finish it.
Like, I
That is a
can't do
tough
it. I
one.
can't. I have such aversions to the idea of family, and now you have a whole movie about the aversions to family.
Yeah.
Like,
Has
I
anybody
can't handle it.
Anybody seen Lost Highway?
No, I've only seen Blue Velvet and Dune.
Have you heard the soundtrack to Lost Highway with
I've heard
Nine Inch
people-
Nails on it?
I've heard people tell me it's very cool.
It probably is. I actually haven't seen Lost Highway either. I just remember it bombed really. It was doing very poorly, and I believe, I don't know who it was, I'm going to assume it was David Lynch, decided to use the negative reviews in the ads for the movie.
Genius.
Yeah, great. I think I
Has
like
it-
David Lynch conceptually more than in reality.
Has any of his movies made money?
They must have. They must have. Well, Twin Peaks made money.
I was about to say, yeah, a little film called Twin Peaks. Mulholland
Well, that was a
Drive, isn't that him?
It was a movie and a show. Fire
Yeah.
Walk with Me. I think Mulholland Drive, yeah.
The Elephant Man.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to check that Mulholland Drive was David Lynch. I believe it was.
Let's see.
Yep, written and directed by David Lynch. Yeah.
There you go. All right.
No, he did a few episodes of Louis, as Louis like the guy who was training Louis to take over David Letterman's spot.
He was the bartender on the animated series The Cleveland Show.
Oh yeah, which it was animated to look like David Lynch.
I liked that show.
That show was okay.
I don't know why people gave it a bunch of shit. I liked it.
I don't know, man. I think just at that point the shtick was wearing so thin. Because it was just Family Guy again. That's all it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
it was
it
different.
was.
No, it wasn't.
It was the same. They had a bear instead of a fish or whatever. They had a dog.
No, first of all, that's all right.
American Dad.
American Dad, yeah.
Yeah, no, bear instead of a dog.
All right.
I don't know. This is what's going to divide us.
But whether or not
The
the Cleveland
Cleveland
show
Show.
is good. How about Cleveland Show directed by David Lynch? Would you like it then?
I would love to see that. I would like us all to start posting slanderous messages about each other over this fight on our various social media platforms.
Gotcha.
Wait, change the profile image on Twitter to some character from the Cleveland Show.
Yeah, I'll just start putting notes up on Facebook about our upcoming rift, and it'll get progressively more intense until this episode drops,
There we go.
and then people can decide on the great Cleveland O.J. Simpson rift.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, some years have passed, and we're now in another world war. By the way, we may suck as a species, but we've gone almost 80 years without another world war. Like the first two
Technically-
came pretty quickly.
Technically, World War III has been happening since the end of World War II. Technically. The world
I think
has-
technically that is not true.
The world has been in constant war since the end of World War II.
I think that's even before then, but that's not technically, because technically, have we even had a war, like a literal, actual technical war? Because I know Vietnam wasn't technically a war.
Well, I mean, whenever you have like NATO nations going into one country together, that's basically a world war.
I want to say it's not true, but I don't know enough about world wars to.
Like Iraq, the Iraq
Dispute
War,
it.
that's kind of a world war. Pretty much every NATO nation went to Iraq to
had to do
destroy it.
We had to do it. We had to do it. weapons of mass destruction.
That's
Yellow
you trolling
cake.
me. That's you trolling me now. And I was saying when I do it to you, now I know. All right.
Threat levels at red. Threat levels at red.
Yeah.
So yeah, World War II comes about, and we've got our Casual Friday American soldiers fighting some Nazis for real this time. I actually got it right.
Oh, wonderful ad for Grit, our favorite thing.
Grit magazine. I should
And a
sell that
go-
now.
And we have a golden opportunity to ignore Superman.
Yep, a golden opportunity to sign up for the DC Superman Club, which I'm going to do in 2023, but not
Yep.
2022 because that's the year of fuck Superman.
I wonder what happens if you just like do that now. Just cut that out and send it
Yeah.
to him.
For $3, you got to
Yep.
give him $3. That's kind of a lot for a dumb kid in 1980.
It's a lot of money for me right now. $3?
Yeah, $3. Yeah, you had $3, you'd probably have a smartphone and a webcam by now.
No. I mean, the webcam
Uh,
I'll do, but the smartphone I'm not going to do.
Oh, I can't wait. You're gonna get some like 2 megapixel webcam from like 2005.
Maybe I need to go to therapy to deal with my. I have a serious aversion to spending money. I hate it. I hate the idea
you
of
used
spending
to
money.
have a serious aversion to the concept of therapy, and now you've opened that door.
Like no, that costs money too, so I'm never going to do it.
Yeah,
That's the problem with therapy. If you need therapy to deal with how cheap you are, it's like, well, that's not.
Oh, that's a catch-22.
Yeah,
That's what
how's that
Reddit's
gonna
for.
work?
Right.
Yeah, Reddit therapy. I'll be your Reddit therapist. I don't care.
Reddit's too confusing. I can't use it.
It's confusing.
It's just like it's so messy. It's like hard to figure out what you're going
You're
for.
on
and looking
Twitter.
for.
Twitter is way messier.
Twitter's easy. Well, that's the thing. There's like a chaos to it where it's like it doesn't matter. You just like shove your shit in there and don't think about it.
God,
Reddit's
digital
like has-
trash.
Yeah.
It's just digital trash everywhere. All right. Well, anyway. So now we see the bird that was singing the song becomes choked up into silence, and he starts to fly away because he's the only one with any kind of sense. And our corpses from World War I start to reanimate.
All right, and they're covered in that bubble gum from the earlier ad.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're in Hubba Bubba. They're covered in Hubba Bubba.
All right, they're just
That's-
watching the zombies hubba bubba each other, which we know earlier means chewing your gum and blowing the bubble and then kissing.
Until they
But the
touch
problem
you,
here is
yeah.
they don't have lips. That's
No.
the hell.
That's the scariest Twilight Zone ever.
They can't kiss when they're hubba bubbing.
Can't kiss and enjoy my bubblegum. So they wake up, and then we see Death the drummer pounding away with a
And-
sweet Power Man 5000 beat. Yeah.
And the beat is hubba bubba, hubba bubba, hubba bubba, hubba bubba.
And the corpses come alive, and they resume their fighting over what?
Oh, they're just trying to scare off their sons.
Yeah.
It turns out they're just trying to scare out their sons, but also they may still just kind of be alpha mailing. They
What
still
if they're
may be
like
just fighting.
What
for
if they're
fun's
having
sake.
like they're doing like a work match, like a wrestling match, and they're like suplexing each other?
Yeah.
And there's a zombie ref. In fact, there's the zombie ref right there in the
You-
back right corner of
can't-
there he
you-
is.
you
There- he's
can't
got-
break-
He's got ref stripes.
You can't break kayfabe. Did I use that word right? Is that the word? Did I mispronounce it?
Kayfabe.
Kayfabe. You can't break kayfabe.
Fabulous.
K-fabulous. Yeah, no, they got to stay in character. They don't know that the cameras are off yet.
They're like Irish whipping each other into ropes and bouncing back and getting clotheslined, and the two armies are watching.
This is weird. And so they see all this. They see how bizarre this is. And both armies decide to hell with this, and they leave.
And then they hear a glass break, and then the smoke and skull of Steve Austin shows up on the big
Sweet.
screen, and he comes out and starts stone cold stuttering all the zombies.
Oh, man.
He just came out of retirement at
I
WrestleMania after 19 years.
Wow.
And
Is
he
he doing
crushed
good?
2 beers, right?
He did a bunch of shit that a 60-year-old man really shouldn't be doing.
Is he doing okay? Was he able to wrestle?
Yeah, it was fun.
Stone Cold Steve Austin may have embodied his era better than any other wrestler I've seen. Like he was the time.
Dude, I was a huge fan. I loved Steve Austin.
Oh, I believe it.
I thought he was the greatest thing ever.
He had the Van Dyke beard. He had the vest. Talking about beer all the time.
Give me a hell yeah.
Catchphrase.
Yeah,
Oh
the-
my
the
God.
catchphrases.
Dude, he embodied like every
And he was
like if the Germans should have used him to lead the guerrillas out of the jungle.
and he was the bottom line guy. That's the bottom line, right? He
Yeah,
still uses
yeah.
that. I've seen him
He
on Twitter.
Still does. He has
And
a
he-
whole podcast basically that's that.
And he turned out to be like a lefty.
Yeah. He's like me.
He has a real crisis of conscience because he emboldened a lot of right wing rednecks.
No, he didn't. No,
by
he didn't.
looking that way,
He was just being himself.
crushing beer cans on his head, walking around in a sleeveless vest with his chest open.
You know what? I'm willing to accept those people as socialists. That's fine.
I don't think they want to be accepted as socialists.
Why not? Why not?
Because they don't
It's-
believe in it.
I'm totally fine with the bringing in the Steve Austins of the world into my
Not Steve Austin.
umbrella.
The people that look like Steve Austin. Those are the guys putting those Biden stickers on the gas pumps.
Give me a hell yeah. That's so great.
I used to confuse Stone Cold Steve Austin and Goldberg all the time.
Yeah,
I
you
was
and
gonna say, they're very
every
similar.
and every parent in the 90s.
Yeah, can we get Stone Cold Steve Austin? No, we have Stone Cold Steve Austin at his home, and it's Goldberg.
God,
It's
Goldberg
Goldberg.
sucked.
Did he really suck?
Did he?
Yeah, Goldberg was the shits. He was so unsafe and so shitty that he kicked Bret Hart had a $4 million deal with
He's the
WCW,
hitman.
and Goldberg kicked him so hard in the head he had to retire, and so he lost all that money because of it.
Wow.
Yeah,
I want to.
fuck Goldberg, dude.
I want to print out a bunch of stickers of word balloons that say, "And that's the bottom line," and put them over the "I did that" on the Joe Biden gas pump stickers. That's my plan. That's my weekend.
Just put Smoking Skull Steve Austin stickers over all the Let's Go Brandon stickers.
Oh man, now that's a good merchandising scam there. Let's go, Brandon. Somebody
Yeah.
made a lot of money off a very, very lazy catchphrase.
Right. I wish I came up with it. I wish I was printing those shirts.
Yeah.
Like the second
Yeah.
that happened.
Yeah. You gotta be ready. You
That's
gotta
the thing.
be
I'm
watching.
should I throw away all? I realize I'm not directly
Yeah, throw
doing
away your
something
principles,
bad,
absolutely.
but my principles are falling. I'm willing to invest in weapons manufacturers.
Throw them away.
just
you're-
throw it all away.
You're one of like 8 billion people. What does it matter what you
Yeah,
do?
right. But
Just
that's
get
the thing.
yours.
If everyone feels that way, though, James, then nothing changes.
I think that's something I told you a while ago.
I know, and I listened.
It's sunk in. Wow. Because I was just talking out my ass.
But that's how I feel about
I
smartphones.
don't believe that shit at all. It's not that look, I'm not saying you need a smartphone because it's the hip thing to do. I'm saying it because it can make your life easier as long as you don't let it control you.
I'm good. I'm too defiant against it now.
I'm
I'm willing to not have a phone at all and
Right.
only communicate via email
via
at
smoke
home.
signals. Yeah.
Like I'm that. If I can't find an alternative, that's what I'm gonna do. Fuck them.
You got to go home and check your emails,
That's fine. I'm gonna die on this hill.
sort through all your GeoCities spam. Well, anyway, so yeah, Death the drummer, he's still pounding away in the sky and
Still wearing bubble gum.
still covered in bubble gum.
Yeah, because they're having
And,
a bubble orgy.
That would be disgusting.
That was the year of the Hubba Bubba.
Yeah, that was the Hubba Bubba. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they named the gum after. Is
That's
that
the
time a
chapter-
bunch of people?
That's the chapter in the history book.
It's the time a bunch of people got really high on methamphetamine, chewed a bunch of gum, and then had sex in it.
That's still standard practice in the army. Meth and steroids, they still do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they
Makes
kinda
sense
balance
though,
each other
right?
out.
Why not?
I mean, you need both. You need steroids to be strong enough for you. You need meth to think it's a good idea.
I need both.
I need
You-
this to
You
get through my
don't,
day.
you don't understand.
This is part of who I am. All right. So yeah, so Death pounding away convinces all the corpse that that their sons have left. They've gone back home, and so the corpses they kind of do that thing where they shake hands on their on the forearms like soldiers
No, they
do.
like Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator style.
Oh,
You know, like
Terminator
grab the-
style.
No, it was from Predator where like
Well, in Terminator 2, when he's
he
going
goes
on
he
in the
goes
back.
he goes Dylan, you son of a bitch. You ever see Predator, Shay?
Years ago.
That's a scene from
Not
the
enough
movie.
to remember what that was.
Yeah, that's not one that sticks out for me.
Let's find that clip real quick.
All right.
Let's just show it to Shay so she knows what I'm talking about.
Trying to kill some time here. Yeah, Predator.
Why
what
do
is
we
it?
need to
What does
kill
he say?
time? It's been 2 hours.
It has not been 2 hours. It's been like an hour.
Just
and a
find the
half.
clip. Don't
What
let
does
her
he say
distract
again?
you. Don't let her Dylan, you son of a bitch.
See, this all just lengthens the episode. in a good way.
Don't let her distract you. There we go.
Okay, here we go. Let's listen to this, everybody. This is good content. Oh, that's where the meme comes from?
Yeah, that's where the meme comes from. This is it.
See, Shay, you can appreciate this.
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
There it is! That's where it comes from! I just thought it was a picture of two buff dudes.
No, that's from Predator, dude.
Aren't you glad we did that now, Shay? You're a meme-friendly person.
I
meme.
honestly I've only seen like covers of that. I've never actually seen that image itself.
I hadn't either. That's why it's
pretty good.
incredible to see.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Today I learned.
I'm so glad that's where it comes from. That's fantastic.
All right.
Yeah. So
all
then,
right.
you know, the corpses they go back to sleep, and the bird goes back to singing "Fortunate Son," and that's kind of how things end.
Yep.
I don't know, man. What do we think of this book?
Is there anything? Is that the end? Is there anything else? Anything left in the comic?
There's some just junks and some back matter.
Oh, there's a profile image right there. There's two right there. Damn, that's crazy.
That might be Paul Levitz, maybe a cartoon of Paul Levitz. I'm not sure.
That Green Lantern is horrific looking.
You know, I figured you would zero in on that, so I was trying to remember which one that is, and I don't know. There are a lot of horrific looking.
He
Green
looks like
Lanterns.
a water bear
Oh
Right.
yeah,
He does look like a water bear because
or a
so
leech.
yeah, so he doesn't have he's just got tentacles, he doesn't have hands, and so his ring has to be mounted on like a spike protruding from his skull.
Now, Shay, we don't know if he looks like a capitalist.
Ah,
All right. Yeah. Green Lanterns are that's the most fun thing about Green Lanterns is that there's just all sorts of disgusting ones. There's a Green Lantern that's just a finger because that's all you need. You just need a finger.
I mean, if it's the expanse of the universe, I mean, there's going to be different-
Sure.
Yeah, it's
There-
wrong of
there's-
me to judge them for how they look.
Exactly. There's a Green Lantern whose head is just a constantly erupting volcano.
Yeah,
There's
That
all
was me in
kinds of
high
fun
school.
ones. I think that was all of us in high school. I was erupting nonstop. Yet there was still more magma. There was always more. Never
can't tell
ran
if we're
dry.
talking about acne or dicks.
I let that up to you for you guys to decide because they
it
both
could-
fit.
It could be jism. It could be just my youthful rage,
I left that up to interpretation.
which still hasn't left me, by the way. It's been a long time. I'm still pretty much as angry as I was in high school, kind of about a lot of the same things.
Well, that's why her parents were so mad. Like they never said that's going to go away.
They weren't mad. They were just, I don't think my parents were mad at all. They were too just complicit with the shittiness of the world. My father was mad all the time, but he was mad about dumb shit. He was mad because I might have told this story once before, but he was mad once because he was trying to take a nap in the middle of the day and I opened my bedroom door too many times.
Oh yeah, everyone's dad gets mad about that.
Yeah, but you know, I'm sick of getting screamed at, man. I'm just trying to live my life.
Yeah, just trying. That's how I
Trying to
feel, bro. That's
Enjoy
how
my
I
Ninja
feel.
Turtle stickers, man. Leave me alone.
Yeah, right.
Taking a nap in the middle of the day after not going to work because you don't have a
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, and every time you put your Ninja Turtle sticker up, I'm following behind you with my Stone Cold Steve Austin Smoking Skull sticker to cover it up. 'cause I'm
And that's the
sick.
bottom line, Michelangelo.
Why'd you make him Mr. T?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because I don't think I can do his.
Give me a hell yeah! You gotta like just get rid of
it
like.
just sounds like sounds like the Will Ferrell. Speaking of Will Ferrell, it sounds like the Will Ferrell character who can't control the volume or inflection of his voice.
Well, that's a wrestler.
Will Ferrell has come up like 5 times this episode.
Yeah, he's a very funny man. It's too bad he turned out to be whatever he turned out to be.
I'm sure he's fine.
He's probably a good guy. He seems like he's a fine guy.
We'll see if he's on that Epstein fly list. Then
We
we'll
do have
decide.
we do have a few days before this episode drops, so it's time for him to get in trouble.
Yeah, right. Now's the time, bro.
No. All right. Oh yeah. So yeah, that's the end of the book, right? We all satisfied with this?
Yeah, the ad for the Bat Rack.
Yeah. the
There's
Bat Rack.
an ad for a rubber basketball where the white guy has to shoot it and the black guy gets to slam dunk it.
Well,
I don't
those
know
are
if they.
Rick Barry and Dr. J.
I don't know if they like meant that to be on purpose.
I mean, Dr. J was a very famous basketball player.
When well, not anymore. No one's gonna know who the hell Dr. J or Larry Bird is, or
Yeah, but
Pistol Pete.
Linsanity is gonna last forever
But Magic Johnson, they'll remember him, but for a totally different reason.
because his name is hilarious. Yeah. He's like Randy the Big Unit Johnson. I wonder if they're related.
Absolutely.
All right, that really is the end of the book. What do we think of this?
It was okay.
Yeah, that was pretty much right. Shay, what did you think of this book?
Yeah, mid-tier. Again, I like that last story a lot.
I'm glad the
Wow.
gorillas had a redemption arc.
Yeah, Shay, how'd you feel about the gorillas in this? We're always going to get Shay's gorilla report.
Still hate him.
No sympathy for the gorillas in this. Is
No
this just
sympathy at all.
pro-gorilla
Now that we've
propaganda?
taught and now we've taught them how to use weapons.
Yeah, but they ended up being so based.
They went after Nazis. As soon as they got guns, they were like, let's kill some Nazis.
And you think they're just going to stop there, or do you think they're going to realize that this means that they could overtake other people?
Oh,
Well,
they formed Antifa.
I tell you what, if they give me some health care, I'll listen to what they have to say.
Yeah, they're taking care of us.
I don't
know?
care. What do I care? Like, if it's either like Joe Biden or a gorilla, I don't know. Who cares?
I think, is a gorilla more terrifying than a chimpanzee? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say the chimpanzee is scarier because either of them can easily kill you. So it doesn't matter that the gorilla is stronger. But the chimpanzee can jump on your neck. He can jump on your back. He can just snap your neck. Like, he's terrifying.
You never hear stories about gorillas ripping someone's dick off. But you
That's
do
true.
hear that happening.
When chimps
with
attack
chimps.
people, they rip your dick off.
That's
Yeah, mostly
right.
Joe Rogan telling us about it. Yeah.
That's who was playing in my mind when I thought that.
No, I will say that if I have to pick a side of the apes, I'm going with the gorillas.
Right.
Yeah. They just want to live their lives.
Right. They're just chilling,
Yeah.
eating grass off the ground.
Yeah. Trying to score some of those sweet bananas if the Nazis haven't taken them all.
Learning sign language to talk to Robin Williams.
I thought this was, mid-tier. 3 out of 5 sick blast beats from Death the Dread Drummer.
Bro, it's not what a blast beat is.
That is absolutely what a blast beat is.
No.
Yes, it is. I'm a
No.
musician.
Blast beat is like, at least in terms of heavy metal, it means like you're just like blasting away on the bass drum pedal.
Dude, I am a musician, man.
Call it a blast beat.
Blast beat. No, that's
Pretty sure.
what is blast beat drumming. Basically, a single stroke roll broken up between the snare drum and the bass drum with a hi-hat ride hand playing unison strokes with the bass drum. It is
Alright.
not just pounding away at the bass drum.
All right, that's
Yeah.
how people always say that when they always say, "Oh, I'm doing blast beats." That's usually
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's I
'Cause
think
they're
you're
dumb.
both right. Like it's somewhere in between both of you guys.
Hey, all right.
You're just trying to-
That's where I like things to be.
Yeah, you're just trying to end the episode. That's all that is. But we do have one last thing to do before we can end the episode. Unless Mike has something to say that's going to lengthen things.
Nope.
All right. We got to figure out what we're doing next time. I keep wanting to say next week.
Nope.
All right. Well, I think we're just going to spin the wheel, yeah?
Yeah,
spin-
regular
spin-
spin.
Yep.
Yeah, regular little spin. Let's see what we're doing.
Doing
Of
the
course,
badger.
we always listen to this. I did take the badger off because we're not going to do another badger yet, but I'm going to put him back on eventually.
You know,
Yeah.
if you left that on, that's what it would land on.
Only if we're
I
lucky.
just remembered to take it off right before we spun.
Because
Yeah.
it would have. Absolutely. There's
Well, there's
no
33
way-
other options, so we're going to try.
I know, but that's how it always works out.
I just hope it doesn't land on one of the ones I haven't actually picked a specific issue for yet. So that's the thing. We'll listen to a little spinning music while we spin here. A little turning music. How about this? There we go. Ace of Base, Don't Turn Around.
Speaking of Nazis,
I don't know
What?
if it's actually Ace of Base or Nazis.
that's a rumor I remember.
Let's
I don't
check
know if
that
it's
out.
ever-
Really? Yeah, we
Real
should find out
quick
about that. Yeah.
before we
Is
spin.
Ace of Base, are they Nazis? Well, as the music plays in the background.
Yep,
Ace
yep.
of Base, well, it's from Vice. Okay, from E! Online, a real news source.
That guy
Ace
kind of
of-
looks like a Nazi.
His name, he's blonde-haired, blue-eyed. His name is Ulf Ekberg. Okay, speaks out about alleged past Nazi ties. Musician under fire after report surfaced claiming he was a member of a pro-Nazi band before he helped form.
Let's just scroll down. If it says, if
I'm
it's
looking
if
for the
he's-
quotes.
If he says I'm not a Nazi, we'll move on, and I'll take his word for it.
That's all I need to hear.
It's like whatever. It's like
He
whatever. dude.
denied reports he was affiliated with a far-right political group, Swedish Democrats, which has in the past been lobbed with accusations of racism. He says, I want to point out that I never been a member. These are their typos, by the way. I want to point out that I never been a member of Swedish Democrats. That is a factual error, whereas mine was an error more serious than that. I've been deeply regretful of that period of my life as I strive to bring happiness to people, and during that period, I did not live up to that standard. Wow.
Well, he said he's sorry and he's nice now. All right, whatever. Forgiven.
Yeah, he's has the Gorilla's redemption arc. All right.
That's fine. Like I don't want to be that guy who's like, no, you're gone forever. Like I don't
about
want to be
Nazis? I don't know.
that dude. He said he was sorry. Like, what are you gonna do?
I'm also not sure if "Don't Turn Around" is a good spinning song because it's about not turning. We're all about turning.
Oh yeah. Well,
Well, let's see. Let's turn right now. Let's turn over a new leaf and let Nazis off the hook, I guess.
yeah, not all of them. You know what I'm talking about. You know what-
Okay. We're looking at this has been on the list for a while, I believe. It's What If number 9.
I don't even remember what this is.
What
Like,
we've
what
never
if,
looked
like,
at What
like,
If.
like Marvel. What if?
Yes, but it is the currently the oldest book on our list of spinning books. Our list of
Dang.
books. The X-Men die on their first mission. Things make sense
Perfect.
because it's the first time. So what if the X-Men died on their first mission? It would mean there was logic in the universe. So we've got
Pretty great cover.
we've got Professor Xavier lamenting that he got the X-Men killed while being pushed in a wheelchair by Beast, who apparently survived.
And there's like a big like mausoleum with all the heads
All
of
of
the
them.
X-Men.
First of all, it's also there's a continuity error here because Beast didn't have blue fur when the X-Men were formed. So if they got killed on their first mission,
I think they mean the first mission of the new X-Men,
oh okay,
like the Claremont.
yeah, because
reboot.
I see Havoc back there too.
Yeah, there's Wolverine. Like Wolverine's
God.
he was a latecomer.
How did Beast avoid getting sent on that mission?
He was supposed to be super smart. Probably just didn't go.
It's just he read that weird Warts Tales comic about the soldiers not going into war and just decided to stay home.
Yeah, he's at home listening to his Ace of Base records, going, I love
He had
these
bone
racist
spurs.
lyrics.
He had bone spurs. Yeah, his feet hurt. Yeah,
And he sticks them up in their face like, my feet hurt. Look.
and now he gets to change Charles Xavier's diaper for the next 50 years.
Yeah, or he could
Nice.
just leave.
Just walk away if my feet don't hurt too badly.
He's like, I'm glad I didn't die in that mission.
Oh, I'm glad I can swing away on these pipes with my big gorilla arms.
Can you imagine your base, you go to school, you're going to this school to learn how to to get an education, learn how to use your mutant powers, and all of a sudden the old bald man comes in and is just like, all right, guys, we have a mission. It's very dangerous. And he's like, the fuck it is. I'm not going anywhere. What?
I'm gonna guess that Beast was one of those Nazi gorillas, and he dyed his fur blue to go undetected, and then ran up into the same problem with fucking Professor X.
What if the school, the mutant school for the gifted or whatever? What if
Yeah.
that's like the army? Like people are only going to get money for college. You know, like you got to go
Dude,
join
I'm
the.
just trying to get my GI Bill.
Like if you want to keep getting educated at the school, you have to be part of their army.
Yeah. One man soldier. Okay, yeah, that looks like fun.
Yeah.
The X-Men, it also, I guess we'll talk about this more next week, but it always bothered me. The X-Men, that's supposed to be a school. I never see
Yeah,
anything
right.
scholarly going on. They're always going on death missions. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, when's history?
Yeah, why was there a first mission in the first place? You're a school.
Are there any missions?
Racquetball? All right, I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun.
Yeah, yep.
All right, I think we're done. We're gonna get out of here. Anybody got any last thoughts before we leave?
Let's not judge all gorillas based off of the actions of certain gorillas.
Shay, once again, I forgot plugs.
Yep.
Give us some plugs.
All right. Well, find Dark Side's Couch on Stitcher, Apple Podcast, Spotify, any other podcast app, and listen and rate our podcast on our OJ opinions specifically. And visit darksidescouch.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and YouTube at Dark Sides Couch for more stories about working with shitty musicians from Mike and James.
Yes. I want your feelings about this podcast to be direct correlation with your feelings about OJ.
This is how stimpy I am. Shay just mentioned our opinions on OJ, and my brain goes, "What's OJ?"
Yeah.
Well,
Fuck.
better be stimpy than simpy. That's what I would say.
That's
my final thoughts.
That was good.
Shay, do you have a final thought?
Nope, I think those plugs covered them.
That was pretty good. Ta-ta for now, Christian Crusaders, and stay fair use.
We have nothing to fear from the gorillas. What is that?